The Arizona podcast is brought to you by Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service all of California, and they are an awesome company. They speak Spanish, and they do amazing work. Check them out at Triumph_coatings on Instagram. And if you use the promo code ARROWSUP, you get 10% off. So check them out. On this episode of the Arrows Up podcast, I have David here. We talk about a bunch of stuff, actually. We get into like La La Land a little bit. We talk about the purist and how the purists get into just different mindsets, because that movie is such about just keeping the purity of jazz and how that happens. We talk about losing your touch if you're not up to it, if you're not doing the thing that you're good at, you're going to lose your touch. And so it's a good one. So here it is. And today in the NBA, nothing crazy happened. I'll give you a brief rundown. The Mavericks are just crushing. They keep at it. They're definitely going to be a dark horse. And it looks like they're going to be in that 4-5 with the Clippers, which should be a really, really good matchup, as Luka has played the Clippers twice in the playoffs. He's lost to them both times, but he's cooked them. And maybe with Kyrie, maybe it's a different story this time around. But the Mavericks are going in there as hot as any team can go in there, with as much confidence as any team could possibly go into the playoffs having. And that should be very interesting, especially because we don't usually get this type of dark horse type of run from an NBA team. This is typically what happens in football or baseball, but the Mavericks definitely have that feel to them. And you had the Cavs who won versus the Grizzlies, and they keep pace for that third, fourth seed, as they probably would like to get up to 3 to play the Pacers, because the Pacers, that's the team I think you want to play. Right now, the Knicks are the 3 seed, and the Cavs win today, and that helps them out in that category. The Thunder and the Nuggets both win, and in the top of the conference, we have the T-Wolves 55-24, the Nuggets 55-24, and the Thunder 55-25. So the number 1 seed is definitely up for grabs for anybody in the West. So a lot to look for there. And the Suns beat the Clippers by a wide margin today, as the Suns, it looks like they're going to be there at the number 7. Obviously a lot to play for with 1, 2, what is it? We got 1, 2, 3. 3 basketball days left. 3 days of games left, and that's all we got. So a lot to be decided yet. One thing that's not yet to be decided is the MVP. Jokic will win that. The award that's going to be interesting is going to be the award of Defensive Player of the Year, just because for the totality of the award, it should go to Gobert. But Wemby is right there with all the stats. My head, my brain, the part that has seen 82 games, or, is going to see 82 games, that has followed this season from the time it started to now, says Gobert. Because you reward the totality. That was my final thought yesterday's pod. You reward the totality. My heart says Wemby. I don't know. That's going to be hard. And Wemby should win Rookie of the Year. Should. Definitely. And Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year should probably... It's either between Joe Mazzulla, who has done a phenomenal job with the Celtics, Mike Daigneault from the Thunder, who has again done a great job with them, and the last guy that should be Chris Finch from the Minnesota Timberwolves. You could do Mike Malone, I guess. J. Kidd has been good, or better, I should say. Thibodeau, the job he's done with the Knicks has been pretty good. And I will allow there to be a Bickerstaff. You know, I guess if we want to do Bickerstaff, I guess that can work if that's who we want to go with. But anybody besides that, anybody that we want to throw in after that, I think it kind of gets a little wonky because I think that's about it. Maybe if you want to say that Jamal Mosley, maybe, but Chris Finch, Daigneault, and Joe Mazzulla, I think those should be the top three for the Coach of the Year. And Sixth Man of the Year, Malik Monk. That's who should get it. And I think that's it in terms of the notable. I'll give you my all NBA and all defensive team on Sunday. Last game of the last day of the NBA. And in the Champions League, last thing, Barcelona PSG, phenomenal game. Barcelona go to Paris, they get a 3-2 victory, and they go back to Barcelona next Tuesday to try to get to the semifinals. What a run for Barcelona. Barcelona and Bayern find themselves in the same position that this Champions League run could salvage their season. On the other side, Atletico controlled, and then they gave up a goal, 2-1, goes back to Germany. Dortmund, not in awful shape, but we'll see. So, next week, second leg, quarterfinals, Tuesday, Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, PSG. Remember, the winners of those two play each other in the semis. And in the second leg of the Wednesday games, Bayern at Arsenal, Man City at Real Madrid. Let's hope for a repeat of amazing games. We had 3 or 4 really, really, really good games. So hopefully we can get 4 or 4. We'll see. Anyway, without further ado, here is my conversation with David. Here we go.
Yo.
Yeah.
What's good?
Birria.
Birria, that's true. Who's making it?
I don't know. You said what's good. I'm just telling you something that's
You're
good.
like, hey, anything good. All right. I thought you were gonna come quick with like my mom's. That's the best one. Like,
Well, I mean, to me, but I don't know.
Yeah. I've had it, right? She made it for the agent's wedding.
Agents, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Um, I think it's such a weird way to answer that, no? Like my mom makes the best because it's like, is there like a more biased answer than that? Than
Yeah.
someone thinking their mom makes the best food,
Oh,
right? Like, wouldn't
you
that
got a you
be?
got a point. You got a point. No, for sure, for sure.
Because it's yeah, I don't know.
But then again, I mean, like with you, like you told that
Like I
story about
stand on
like
it.
the rice and beans. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no, I stand on it. But I'm just
yeah,
saying, like, I don't know. Like your mom's a pretty good cook too, from what I hear.
yeah.
So
But I'm like, when you mentioned your relative the other day, that like the touch is slowly fading. Like
oh
that's
yeah.
mainly with salt. That's why I chimed in too, because I was just like, with salt and like spices. Like even my dad, like can't eat as much as he used to.
Mm.
Like I bought those.
Can eat like quantity,
No, it's mainly like the
like health wise.
no, just quantity, and then any of like the um like tahine. Like tahine, he's just like can't do it anymore. You know,
Really?
like you know
Like
those.
heartburn? Gives them
Yeah,
heartburn.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know those the like the popsicles, the fruit popsicles. They're like I think
Mm-hmm.
they're called like outshine or sunshine or something. They're like I've been eating
Yeah.
those, and they make a mango and tahine version. It's really good. And I like offered my dad one, and he was like, "Oh no, I can't even do it." Like, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Interesting. Yeah.
So
Yeah. With my aunt, it's sad because she used to be. Well, I mean, it's not like she sucks now, but it is. She stopped cooking as much. Um,
the shell of its former self, like,
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know if it's probably because with her, it's nothing like it's not like she stopped eating salt. Um, she just stopped cook. She just like her need to cook
mm,
um, dropped in, because I think it's she would still cook for like the family gatherings and parties and stuff like that here and
right,
there.
right,
Uh, there was a time where her kids were still there living with her, and she was dishing out 2 3 meals a day. So I think it comes down to the reps. Like if
yeah. I
you
was gonna say
still,
the reps are valuable, you know.
yeah, because with my mom still has to. She makes like 2 3 meals a day, and
Right,
so I remember Adrian one time was like, "Man, like your mom can make the most basic menu. Like you give her the most basic food items, and she'll like come up with like a meal and a really good meal."
right, right.
So I think it's just the reps. Like she has to like feed
Yeah,
my little brother who's 12. He's entering that like
he's
teenage where he's
growing.
just yeah, and he's like anything in his sight he's eating. Like he's just
He's
like
he's he's trying to be that next QB for his high school, so he's
right,
got to.
right.
Yeah,
And I think every guy goes through that stage where the parents are like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna open the fridge and it's gonna be nothing, just like nothing but sauces."
right, right.
And
Like, hey,
so,
hey, can you get the butter? And you pull out the butter, and oh, it's salsa in the butter, you know.
and
Yeah,
so, um, are like, "Oh man, we bought this. We bought this yesterday. How is it gone?" And it's
right.
just a 12-year-old
Oh,
boy.
yeah, no, been there. Yeah,
Um, so I think because she still has to cook on a regular basis, I think that keeps her
yeah. Keeps you sharp.
just yeah, just the way it goes.
Yeah,
So yeah, when I had her, um, now don't get me wrong, like when my aunt has to, I think there's time, and the thing is, there's like touches of it, there's like hints of it,
right,
where you try, where you have some food and you're like, oh, she made this for sure, she made it,
right, right,
but it's not consistent. She's not
right.
hitting those levels on a consistent basis.
It's like when you watch like Triple G fight in the later stage of his career, and
Yeah.
like
He
just
gives
like
you like
dudes in
30
Japan,
seconds, like a
and
flash.
I don't know where that right hook would come out, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that
Yeah.
was the guy, like
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
Pacquiao. I think
Right, Pacquiao
Pacquiao.
too. When Pacquiao will bust out like some crazy combinations, you were like,
Yeah. Or he jumped
"Whoa,
to the side and the guy was like, ah.
yeah, yeah,
And you're like, oh man, younger Pacquiao would have destroyed you right there,
yeah,
man.
dang,
Yeah. Um,
yeah, man,
I think almost like I think cooking's like that, preaching's like that for sure. Because I remember I went through like a year. I went through like like 2 years without like teaching, preaching, or anything, and I was still coming up with. I was still writing sermons or sermon ideas.
right."
Um, but when I was asked to preach again, it took me like a good month to dust the initial rust and the
Right.
nerves and all that. But it took me like I think it took me like a good 3 to 6 months to fully like
Be
return
like
back.
in preaching shape. How there's fighting shape, there's preaching
Yes.
shape. Yeah,
Yes. Where I felt comfortable, where I can come up with stories on right then and there.
right, right.
I didn't need my notes as much. And I said I found my voice again. Things like
The
that.
delivery, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
it takes a while. And now because I do it so often, it's like second nature. It's just like boom, 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 boom. Like it's just the beats.
yeah,
I'm sure music is like that. Have you gone through a stage where you haven't played for a while?
yeah. Me not as much work because I've been like
You've been pretty on it. Yeah.
even when it's like slow, I still play. But I had an
Right.
experience where I saw my brother go
Mm.
through something. So
Right.
yeah, because you grew up with him. Like he was playing all the time.
Right. Right.
Um, and then when he moved up here to Paso, he had
Mhm.
stopped playing completely for like a couple years, as far as I
Yeah.
know. Like I had seen him
Right.
play, and there's this there's this thing that jazz musicians use when they're like studying in school. It's called the Real Book, and the Real Book
Mm.
is just it's a book of what they call standards, jazz standards, and so they're kind of
Yeah.
like the go-to tunes. You can go to a jam or play a show.
Yeah.
If you bring this book and everyone has their book, you can be like, "Yo, turn to this page, look at this song," and we're gonna run through the song, and then boom.
Gotcha.
So Sam wanted to do that with me, like here at home, just like, "Yo, just get your book and let's run through a couple tunes." And I was in like better musical shape.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, and even then, I could see that there was rust, but honestly, after a few goes of a couple songs, I saw him kind of like shake off the
Right.
rust,
Right.
and then like the guy, like him, Duncan was still in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he was still like, okay, I'm still that guy.
Right.
And then I went back to being like the lesser brother. I was like, okay, Sam's still good, he still rips. So,
You're like, can you go back to not playing again, please?
right. But yeah, but that first song, even just discussing like the structure of the songs and like what we were gonna play,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's rusty. And then we did maybe like 4 or 5 tunes, and then he got comfy, and then I was like, okay, he's fine. He's not gonna be like,
Yeah.
So,
It's crazy. It's crazy how that
yeah.
works. Cause like whenever like part of my sermon prep, a lot of it is mental. I'm thinking a lot about it, um, going through different ideas, how to deliver it, finding the right words. And so when I didn't teach for a while, it was that part that was like lacking. Because unless you have to use it, it's almost impossible to really activate it and kind of like reach back for it, like
Yeah.
unless you're doing it consistently. But yeah, it's crazy how that works because
It's like it's a mental muscle, like it's kind of like,
yeah, and it's crazy
yeah,
how it goes to like music, writing's the same way.
right. Yeah.
I think even like something like this, podcasting is the same thing, because I think
Right.
it's almost muscle memory to like to get to it, talk, not get stuck, not get worried about
Right.
what am I gonna say, what are we gonna talk about.
Yeah.
I've been studying a lot of like Joe Rogan,
Right.
and so I'll listen not to when he has people that he's interested in talking, like when he has like a scientist or whatever, because those people are gonna keep the conversation because it's like an interview. But
Right.
I'm more interested when he's talking to his friends because it's not an interview.
They're just
It's
hanging.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there are those moments where like it like dives down, and they're both like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Right.
but it's like you push through it and you come up with some other thing and you just keep it going. But I think that requires just time. It requires just you constantly just on it, talking, and just because you just learn the beats and you don't get so freaked out. You don't get so bugged out. Like when I started recording again, and I would record the solo pods, and I would just stare at the timer on the GarageBand, and I'm like, oh my god, like am I gonna like is this just gonna be like a 5 minute podcast? Like I need more things to say.
Right. Yeah.
And now it's just I look up, I'm like, oh cool, that's 25 minutes. That's good,
Nice. Nice.
And so and it's just like yesterday's the pod I did yesterday. Uh, I did like little. I did like to say I did a little NBA would be an understatement. I like it was like a little sprinkle. And then I was like, wow, I mean, I can do the same beats and I can go through it again, but nothing really has changed since the last time I talked about it. And I don't want to sound redundant. And it was just when I was like, you know what? Like the season ends on Sunday. We'll revisit it on Sunday. And if anything crazy happens, then I got Tuesday, I got Thursday's
Right.
pod
You could
to
hop on and yeah, just
yeah, like
yeah.
I'll do an intro to the Thursday pod on whatever's going on in the NBA, but everything seems fine. The 10 teams that are going to make the playoff slash playing game are the
Right.
10 teams, and there's nothing else to say. Like it is what it is. Where I don't know, like a year ago, I would have probably freaked out and I would have just tried to redo the pod again. Or I would have done like an NBA segment that sounded so much like the last two NBA segments I did. And this time I was like, no, I'm just gonna do soccer. And I had this like thing on the points perception as to and the reason why people are out on soccer and baseball. And I was like, you know what, like I think that's more interesting. So I did that. But I think it's just the beats. It's just you constantly do it, so you just end up being more comfortable with
Yeah.
not being so like, oh man, like what am I gonna do and blah blah. Blah. So it's just yeah.
When you first, because you just mentioned like there was a period like where like you stopped like teaching and preaching, and then you got back into it, and there was like the initial rust, and then getting back into like fully fledged
Yeah.
shape.
Right.
I'm gonna take it back further. When you first started teaching, like in general, like with just like youth, like I'm talking like elementary days,
Mm-hmm.
um, was just the idea of public speaking in general, like were you comfy with that, or did it take time to develop that? Like
Public speaking.
just even with like a group of like say like 6 kids where like you're leading the lesson, because you were how old, like 14, 15 when you started?
Yeah, 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah. So like that German, like was the idea of just speaking in front of people, was that you're like, okay, I can do this, like just
Public speaking, yes, because I had this teacher in middle school. Her name, Miss Haskin. Shout out to Miss Haskin. She she was my language arts teacher,
Gotcha.
and we would start off every class, and there was like a prompt or a question on the board, and she would just say, "Okay, first 10 minutes of class, write," and you would just write on your composition notebook, and you would write. At the 10 minutes, she would call, and more times than not, she would call me, and I was never nervous to present, and all that gave me was confidence to present what I had written because a lot of times I was getting good feedback from her and from my classmates as to what I was writing. So that helped me out so much in being able to break down something. Like I remember one time she just put blue. That's all she put on the board. She's like, all right. And everybody's like, like,
Like, where's the rest of it? Yeah, like,
yeah, you're like blue. And I think somebody was like, what about blue? She's like, what about it? 10 minutes. Let me know. What about
yeah.
blue?
Like, you tell me. Yeah, yeah,
You're just like,
yeah,
and so Paco, remember Paco? Paco,
yeah, yeah. Of
that
course.
was his favorite color. So I wrote like a little thing on Paco
Dang. Okay.
because it was just like blue, blue, blue. And I remember his MySpace picture was like a blue flower or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, and so I just wrote like, oh, I have a friend. His name, he likes the color blue, and blue reminds me of blah 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 blah. And at first, it's so daunting to just see because she would do like a word. Sometimes if you're coming, it was on a Monday. She'd be like, "What you do this weekend?" Um, and so it was funny because I remember when a classmate was like, "What if I didn't do anything this weekend?" And she's like, "Okay, well, write about that. Like, what does nothing mean? Like, what do you mean you did nothing? Did you get out of your room? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. You did something. Did you take out the
Yeah.
trash?
Like, did you go to the like, so you went to the bathroom. You probably ate something. You drank
Exactly.
something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of a sudden,
Yeah.
your mind. So when I started teaching, I was not afraid of the speaking itself.
Right.
It was more so finding my voice that was tough
Right.
because
Right.
you don't want to. Teaching is teaching the Bible is different because it's a lot like it's a lot like an artist, like a rapper or a singer, a lot like a stand up comedian where you have your voice and you can take from people, but if you're too jokey, then people know like
You as the joke guy, and it's just like,
yeah,
oh, like,
yeah, and but it has like if you're funny out of the pulpit, then it fits and people expect it. But if you're like super dry off the pulpit and like not friendly and you don't have a personality and you get on stage and you're like Mr. Charismatic up there, then people don't take you serious because like, okay, well, this is an act. I know the guy.
oh, God, oh, gotcha.
You get
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Right.
and that's where obviously it differs from like an artist and a stand-up comedian from that standpoint because um it's different. So I think the hardest part for me was finding my true voice, if that makes sense. And so meshing who I was off the pulpit, personality wise, not as a person, but personality wise, and combining it with the type of person I was going to be when discussing the subject. So yes, but public speaking was never a fear of mine. Like I've never been afraid of that.
Man. Okay.
And if anything, Miss Haskin just reinforced my confidence of public speaking. Because whenever we did groups before I had her class, like in elementary or like seventh grade or whatever, because she was my eighth grade teacher. We, I always was the presenter because everybody was afraid. So I was like, yeah, I'll present. Like, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. Okay.
So I always got like, it was funny because I always got like the quiet, brainy kids to want to be on my in my group.
In the group project, because then you're the muscle, you're the enforcer, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
Ah.
and
Okay.
I was a smart kid that wasn't afraid to talk. They were the smart kids that like would rather die than public speak.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it always worked out.
dude, that's I'm not gonna. I wouldn't say I'm like comfortable with public speaking, but I
Mm-hmm.
like learned how to be comfortable with it once I got a little bit older.
Mm.
Um, and it's funny because I remember like I'd mentioned like in like the chat a while ago, but like um, I was in like a couple plays like as a kid. Like it's funny when I was little, I didn't really care about like I didn't have that kind of fear. I would do plays and stuff like that. Even at like church, I was in a few plays when I was little. But for whatever reason, like when I got to high school, and I don't know if I was just a little more like
Yeah, you just become more
self aware,
self-conscious. Yeah,
right?
self-aware.
But I
Yeah.
remember like sophomore year, like we had to do presentations in class,
Mm-hmm.
and dude, I was like petrified. Like my voice would like drop down an octave and just
Yeah.
stay there, and I couldn't like look up at like like the audience or whatever. Um, Sweating, I'd be like, damn, like it's hot in here. What's going on?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, dude, it was rough. And then it wasn't until I took some art classes.
Mm.
Um, and obviously, like playing music helped too. Like, right, just being on stage, like playing would help a little bit at the time, but I wasn't
Of
playing a
course.
ton then.
Yeah.
But I took some painting classes and drawing classes at like East LA, at ELAC, and then up here at the college here, Cuesta College. And I didn't know that like in art class, like you would have to present your pieces and talk about them and then answer questions from your classmates about it. So that was just um like a task in itself. It's like, all right, well, I drew something. And it's funny because I could draw very well. Like I have no
Yeah.
problem doodling. Like I'm
Right.
very friendly with it.
Right.
But it did help that once I had to present, it was cool knowing that people for the most part would like what I drew.
Mm.
That kind of eased me a little bit, and then I
Right.
could even
Right.
talk about because people go, oh, I like this. How did you do this? Blah blah. And then it kind of became a little bit of like a bragging thing where it's like, oh, I did this because of this, blah blah blah. And then I was like, okay, all right, I could do this. Then once I started playing music later, that was also a task. But then like once I conquered that, I was like, now I'm just like, now I'm cool. I'm not gonna say I'm super confident with it, but I'm like, all right, if you need me to say something, I'm like, I'll get through it just fine now. Might not be the best, but I can, I can get by. So, but that's crazy. In middle school, you were like,
Yeah. 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 I mean, and you look back and you think like, oh, that was very helpful. You know, like
right.
that worked out. Because you think back and you're like, wow, when am I going to use this? And it like, it's
Yeah.
why I think I was so drawn to teaching because I was like, man, like public speaking, that's easy. Like, okay. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but finding the voice, I think it's a tough spot.
Right. In music, that's a thing too. It's like, sure,
Oh, for sure.
you can like
Yeah.
emulate other players, but I've heard a lot of guys say, it takes you like a lifetime to find your sound and just like,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's
and it's like an ongoing process too. Like it's always
yeah,
just,
because it changes. Like I've noticed like from when I first started, like Ebenezer started, like my voice changed as I grew up. Um, and then as you teach like adults, it changes. As you become an adult, it changes.
right.
As you like go through different things, you experience death, you experience marriage, you experience all sorts of stuff. And all of a sudden your voice changes, your perspective
Perspective.
changes.
Yeah.
You go from being super like everything is this way or that way to like, well, I mean, it is this way or that way, but we're gonna mess up a lot, and you become very
Right.
merciful because you just gain perspective, and I think that's one of those
Yeah.
things that, as a young person,
There's no way to, you can't get reps with like
there's
this
no
at that
way.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I always say, because I think there's things that you learn from older people that I think if you're willing to learn it, you will learn perspective in terms of being patient.
Right.
Because I tell Stephanie this all the time. Like, I wish when I got DACA for the first time, I wish somebody would have pulled me aside. And because I was 21 ish, 22 maybe. And I wish somebody would have pulled me aside because I felt so I was working, um, getting paid cash for this company for a long time since I graduated high school. And so I felt like this loyalty to them because they're paying me. They gave me a shot when nobody else should have or whatever.
Right.
And so I get the ability to work legally. And I wish somebody would have pulled me aside and just like told me like, hey, you, like quit that job, and you got a lot of time, man. You're young. You're 22. Like, go figure out what you want to do. Because I was so like, oh man, I got to keep this job because I got to pay the bills and I got to pay rent and blah, blah. And looking back, I think like, man, my rent wasn't even that much. And I could have like quit that job and like really figured out what I wanted to do. Really like,
Right.
really explore because I had the time. I was 22. And
That's yeah.
I remember telling like Stephanie's brothers that, like one of her brothers who was like freaking out about like, what should I do? Blah, blah, blah.
Like life, just
And I was
yeah.
like, bro, you got time. Like, go. This is the time where you go, you risk it, you try something, you hate it, you get rid of it, you try something else, you love it, you pursue that right here. This is the time right here. Like, don't worry about anything else. Right. And I think, and that's the thing that I wish somebody would have pulled me aside because that's the perspective that's helpful. Like, in a lot of the other perspective, like, there's no way you would learn. Like, there's nothing a married guy can tell an unmarried guy in terms of like the day to day that's going to be helpful until you get married and you realize, like, oh, that, like, oh, this is what this is. Okay. Like, and I think that's such an interesting thing because there's things you can learn from older people, like patience. And I wish somebody would have pulled me aside and be like, bro, you're 22, man. Like, you're single, you have no kids, you have no like actual, like, nobody's actually depending on you. And that's a gift. Use it, man. Like, just go crazy, And I wish
Yeah,
somebody
no,
would have pulled me
I'm
aside.
there with you. I think quite a few people. I think it's one of those things where it's like just, um, dude, because I kept myself thinking so many times, man. And I'm not even like I'm like 28, gonna be 29 soon in a
Damn.
couple days. But like sometimes I'll catch myself thinking like, dude, if the little bit of knowledge that I have now, I could have given to myself like 17, 18 years old, like just wow, it's kind of like, you know. And
But then
so
the
I'll
but
catch
then the
myself telling
question
like
becomes like, would you have listened?
that too, because I'll catch myself telling like some
Yeah.
like, and I feel like such an old head saying this, but like some of the young bucks, like some of like,
Yeah.
because I have coworkers that are like either still in high
Right.
school or just finished high school or whatnot. And sometimes I'll like tell them stuff, and I can see the look on their face, and they're just like, "Man, this dude doesn't know." Like, shut up. And I'm just like, "All right." I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll see you in a
Yeah.
year or two when you see it, and you get a little experience, and then
Yeah. Right.
But you're right. Yeah, it's that. Would I have listened? Like, 'cause, yeah,
Yeah, man. It's a very. When Stephanie asked me that, would you have listened to yourself? And I was like,
because here's another thing
ideally, you want
too.
to say yes, but I don't know.
Right, right. I mean, but especially for you, like in your case, it's like, I mean, like I think you had your stepdad at that point, right? But there was,
Right.
like it wouldn't be the same as like saying like me with my dad, where like my dad was, you know, my dad would try to tell me things, and I was just young, immature, not listening.
Hmm.
So, and I feel like I feel like 17-year-old like German and David, like between the two, I would have listened like a lot less, knowing myself. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny to think about for sure.
Yeah. So you mentioned your birthday's in a few days. Um, do you get
Ooh,
reflective as your birthday comes?
I do now. Yeah, birthdays
Yeah.
are like kind of weird for me. Like I
Mm,
obviously like I have a good time. I try to enjoy them as much as I can, but I I'm a simple guy. It's my birthday. I don't want
hmm.
much. I want like a nice meal.
Yeah.
A cake maybe, and then that's about it. I also don't know what to do when people are singing "Happy Birthday" to you. I'm just here smiling like an idiot. Do I
Yeah.
just like it's
I
what do I
have
do with
a
my hands? Like, what
I
about
have
my
a
hands? Are they
friend.
like just like in my pocket? Like just you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
no, I 100% agree. I have a friend, shout out to Johnny. He's the best when people are singing to him happy birthday. He does like if he's like a conductor and
okay,
it's like one of the like he has the personality to pull that off.
right, right,
And I remember one time I was like, man, I would look like a complete douchebag if I did that. But he could pull it off. Like when he does it, it's like
right.
cool. Like he's going along with it. He's also
Yeah,
like into music. Like he's a singer. So it like makes sense. Like
right.
he's been in musicals and things stuff like that. So it
There's
makes
some
sense when
theatricality to it when he does it. It's
exactly
like
exactly.
yeah.
If I do it, I'm just like a douchebag who's
You're
like
like who? You're like oh, this is weird,
yeah
isn't it? Like
yeah
what's is he
yeah
okay? What's going
yeah
on? Like yeah, yeah. You're like yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Oh man, I do get reflective, and then also I do. There was like I think it was like a TikTok I saw like a year or two ago, a while ago,
yeah.
but it was like a skit of like birthdays through the perspective of people from like different generations, like in the workplace and stuff, and
Hmm.
it's like uh can't remember the exact ones, but the younger people would be like, "Oh, it's your birthday!" Like like live it up, blah blah. And then that might have been like the Gen Z kid, who's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a day off from work. I'm gonna go have a good time, blah blah blah."
Right right.
And the millennial might have been like, "All right, it's my birthday. Like, I'm still gonna go to work, but I'm gonna do something after. Take it
Hmm.
easy, enjoy it, blah blah blah." Boom. And then like the boomers, like, who cares? Like, it's
Right.
my birthday. I don't care. I'm still going to work. It's another day, and I'm just like. And I catch myself kind of like wanting to be each different generation at points, and where I'm just like, yeah. And then, or Sundays, I'm just like, I'm at work. Like sometimes my work, like the birthday might fall on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'm like, it's another day, bro.
Yeah
If it happens to fall on a Saturday, yeah, let's go out and eat. Let's go.
yeah. Or
We'll do
party.
like sake bombs at a sushi place or something.
Right.
But and then Sunday, like, dude, like one year I was working and I like just didn't do anything. Like, I mean, I had a cake, but it was just like I'll wait till like the weekend for like my friends to just like go
Mm,
do something. But the birthday was just like a regular, just
yeah
and it's just like all right, that's
yeah.
cool. So yeah, how are you with birthdays? Like, do you? I feel like you're like kind of like me, like reflective and just kind of like all right, let's eat and then good time, cake, and then
I'm I'm actually like the boomers. I hate celebrating my birthday. I hate acknowledging it. Um, yeah, I'm not a big like birthday person. I enjoy celebrating other people's birthday. I enjoy that. I enjoy like
oh okay, yeah,
we're
yeah,
going out for so and so's birthday, and we're like, yeah, cool. Like, let's go. Like,
yeah.
let's get them a cake. Let's make them feel good.
Where did you want to go eat?
It's
Let's
their
go,
birthday.
yo. Like we'll cover the
Yeah,
tabs.
I'm all for celebrating somebody else. I think that's super awesome to do that. I just don't like to celebrate I don't I just I've never liked it, don't enjoy it. Um I get asked like what do you want to do? And I'm like I don't care. I don't want to do anything. I don't like can we just skip it? So I that's where I'm at. I just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but you learn it's a lot like there's that episode in that 70 show where it's Red's birthday and he's just like he doesn't care and he's not interested And Kitty finally is like, it's not about you, it's about everybody else. And she like yells at him.
Right. He's like,
And
it's like,
that's how I feel. Like,
yeah.
Stephanie's like, no, we gotta do this and we gotta like we're gonna do something. And I'm like, okay.
I feel like you're
Sure.
like, I feel like the way you want birthdays to be for you is kind of like how the typical dad wants Father's Day to go, where it's just like just let me watch the game. Like just yeah, sure. Happy Father's Day to me, but just like leave me alone. The Niners are on.
Right.
If you leave food on the
Right.
table, I'll eat it, but I don't want the whole hoopla and just
Yeah,
please, And it's
exactly.
like that's like when I think it was like when Pacquiao and Mayweather finally fought, and of course, dude, they did like documentaries about that fight, like leading up to it and everything.
Yeah.
And I think it was like Michael Rappaport, like the comedian,
Right.
who was like, just leave me alone in a room to watch the fight. I don't want to go to
Right.
a party. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
shut up and let me
Right.
watch the fight by myself. That's
Yeah.
all I want. And just
Yeah.
like, and it's like, okay,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Because that's just yeah. Because Stephanie would be like, oh, like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I mean, it's baseball. It's World Series, so the Red Sox are playing, and I'd like to. That's all I want to do.
just
If
watch
it's
it
a
unfiltered.
Sunday, then obviously I want to watch the Niners. So I mean, there's nothing. I just want to watch the game. Yeah.
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 Yeah. You're and I'm kind of like this too, but we're like, with other people's birthdays, we're like, we're givers. We like to share in the,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think I get that from my dad because he's like, because we'll ask him too, like, I mean, like, what do you want for your birthday, your Father's Day, and like, and I hate that I even like ask because it's like, dude, what do I give to the guy that's like giving me everything? Like, what could I possibly do, But
Right.
so like when they went to Mexico, like he took like spending money, and we always joke that my dad's just like a little too generous. We always give him crap.
Yeah.
And my dad's, and we'll ask him to like, dude, like, what do you spend it on? Or like, what, And my dad's like, it's not about me buying things for myself. He's like, I want people to enjoy my company and like give them an experience, no matter how big or small it is. So when he was
That's
over there in
cool.
Mexico, like he was with my like my cousin's little kids, like my first cousin's little kids,
Yeah.
and they're like, and his idea of a good time is like buying them all around of like paletas and just like, for all the little kids and let's go do
Right.
this, go do that, and he's
Yeah.
just like, or like if we're gonna do a carne asada, he's like, let's go to the store. I'll buy some of the stuff and then we'll all partake
Yeah.
in the carne asada. And I'll do it with my friends sometimes too, even if it's not like a birthday, but if it's just like a regular thing where I'm like, hey, like, do we want to go and grab a bite after rehearsal? And they might be like, nah, man, like I got food at home. I gotta save money. I'm like, bro, I'll spy you. It's fine. I got you.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, really? You do? I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. I want to like enjoy like each other's company and just like all of
Right.
this,
Yeah.
And so for birthdays, it is fun. For like your friends' birthdays, because it's low pressure for you. You're just going
Yeah. Exactly.
shower them in love.
Exactly.
When it's
Yeah.
for you have to stand there and like receive, and it's kind of like, why? I
Like,
didn't ask for all this. I don't know. Like I didn't
yeah,
ask for that.
exactly.
So
I
it's
didn't
like,
ask for it. Do I even deserve this? Like, what is like?
do I even deserve this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like I was just
yeah,
born. Like all of us are born. Like what did I do that's so impressive?
right.
So
Yeah,
yeah, man.
yeah.
Um, what is like what are some of the you're turning 29, so you're leaving. You're about to leave your
Last year, my
20s.
20s. Yeah.
Um, so what are some like reflective thoughts you have like around your birthday?
Mm. As cliched as it is, the whole like idea of getting older and just
Mm,
taking care of myself more too. Like definitely
yeah,
start to see and
right.
notice things where it's um, like body's changing, perspective is changing, and it's just like, all right, you got to start doing things differently now, and just
Mm,
like before it was even like my appetite, like sure, I'll like I can still like eat a lot, as you know, we love to consume. But
Yeah.
sometimes nowadays I'll be like eating things and I'm just like, man, I'm like pretty full, and I'm like, 18-year-old me would have just like plowed right through this and just,
Mm,
and now it's like I had a bowl from like El Pollo Loco, like the smallest bowl they have,
yeah.
and I was just like, oh, like I'm pretty, like dang, that's, I was like walking around doing some shopping and I was like pretty full, but
Hmm.
yeah, just taking care of myself more and giving myself that attention that we all need, as we get older, and just,
Yeah.
taking care of things that need to be taken care of. Um, and then also, like, I mean, this one happens a little more often, like, because you see it a little bit every day, but just like the fact that like your parents are getting older too, and watching them get a little older.
Hmm.
That one kind of that one gets me all like sentimental. I'm just like, oh man, all right,
Yeah.
you know. Especially when I hear my dad talk about things like I remember the age when he stopped playing basketball with us, because it was just kind of like, at that age, my brother and I were like in like our 20s, and it was like, all right, he's getting on, so he just can't do it the way he used to when we were like little, and he
Right.
would go
Right.
like
Right.
smack us around the court.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those are some of the things that I think about when it's like birthday time, and just like, another year,
Yeah.
and it's like time is relentless. Like, no matter what, sure, yeah. There's the perceived notion that like it slows down at certain points and speeds up in your mind, but
Hmm.
it's like it's still just going whether you like it or not.
Pushing forward.
Yeah, yeah. Father time is undefeated, and it's kind of like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Do you think
I,
about similar things?
um.
Okay, now that you're married too, because that's like a whole other, like I
Yeah.
have not reached that level, so it's like,
Right. Uh-huh. Um. I think more so than anything else, the thought process around like getting older is much more um like putting things to bed, like old habits that you're like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this at this age anymore, or um kind of weaning off of it, getting rid of
oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
um thoughts that, 'cause I think that's more so what like the stuff that I go through. Obviously there's the health spot part too, that this year I've taken more seriously than any other year, and I think um, it's been very helpful. But
right,
I think also like as I get older, with marriage and things like that, like there is a sense of um, it's not about me, it's about somebody else and living for someone else and providing for someone else. So it's more just it
right,
becomes like uh like everything you do is for somebody else's improvement. And I think that's the part that becomes very different as opposed to like when you're single or when I was single and everything was for me. So um even like the motivation to get better, there is like a there's a purpose behind it. It's not just to look good, it's not just to be better looking, but it's like, I kind of want to stick around for a little bit. And if I'm
yeah,
around, I kind of want to be I want to be available. I don't want to be bedridden, or I don't want to be like plagued with like diseases that I could have avoided had I made, wiser
right,
choices.
right.
So it's stuff like that. Or even like work when it comes to like, I want to be a good employee, but I also understanding work isn't the end all be all, and money isn't the end all be all. And so
Right.
kind of like striking the balance, but also like not being lazy. So I think just I think as I get older, it's more fine. It's fine tuning the people that you want to be around. Obviously, includes like your wife and stuff, but I think a lot of it also is like everyone else, where you become like I'm okay. I've become okay with certain people not being in my life.
Well, like we talked on the friendship pod, like where it's like I'm not
Yeah,
necessarily looking for new friends right now. Like I'm,
yeah,
you
and
know,
and I think that
yeah,
becomes a big thing where you're cool with friendships, but if someone doesn't want to be part of it, that's cool. It's not as
like
detrimental as it was when I was single. So I think
right,
that's probably the biggest thing
yeah,
in terms of that. Um, but yeah, as I turn I'm gonna turn 34 later this year.
yeah.
There is like dang, like that's crazy. Like that because I
I
still
know,
feel I mean, obviously that's young. Like obviously I'm not saying like oh man, like I'm at the grave, but it is I think from how I feel to how old I am, I think there is a difference. And going to school, you certainly get that. Like I remember when I was working at Starbucks, I was one of the oldest ones there, and there was like a where everybody's like, "Man, you're old." I was just like,
dude. That's the one I'm
I
like,
mean, I'm not old, but
like
I'm
yeah.
older than
Oh,
you. But okay, yeah. So that was always funny to go through that.
yeah. When you okay, because you'll go and like you'll go and play soccer
Hmm.
a little more nowadays, right?
Right, right.
Um, that's one thing that I'm kind of like I miss because and it's funny because it wasn't like that long ago that I was still like would still just go out and play. Like when we used to live in like a certain part of town where my brother and I would go and play
Mhm.
in some of the like the nearby projects with just like the neighborhood kids, and we would
Yeah,
just
yeah.
go and shoot hoops. Um, and over the years, like it's I don't really have anyone else to go play with right now for for lack of a better term, I guess.
Hmm.
But seeing you guys talk about like just yo, let's go to the park, let's go do this, go do that. I'm just like, man, I miss doing that. Like I definitely do miss, just even though I'm horrid at basketball, but just going and getting some sweat going and just like
Yeah, touching grass.
yeah, yeah. Well, like I think one time I went to go play with you guys and like my and Sammy too.
I remember that.
And
Yeah,
Adrian always jokes about it, but like because dude, like I said, I can't play,
that
so
was hilarious. Seeing
I ended up just fouling him the whole time. You
you
know,
and Sammy turning that into a like a brother versus brother thing was like hilarious.
dude, he'd be like, "That's a foul." I'm like, no, you're just weak. That's not a foul. Like
Yeah,
even though I wasn't even going for the ball, I was
right.
just um. But I missed that. Just going out and just touching grass like you said, or even
Mhm.
when I think Eliza was like, "Yo, let's go play catch like with the baseball glove, like just go." And I caught myself thinking, I was like, "Where is my glove?" Because I'm a lefty, so I do have like I can't just use any glove.
Yeah,
So I'm like, where is my glove? Is it somewhere in the garage? I'm like, man, I should figure out where that is and just go throw the ball around.
yeah.
But yeah. Hopefully it'll happen soon. I'm trying to get some of my bandmates to go and shoot hoops. And musicians
Nice.
aren't the most like athletically inclined people. Not
Right,
all of them, but it's like
right,
still
right.
just convincing everyone, hey, is everyone cool with shooting some hoops? Let's go to a park
Yeah.
and just
Well, I mean, even the athletic ones, they start getting into music and snap their legs in half.
right, yeah,
Shout
yeah,
out to Garrick. Um,
yeah. But apparently it's I mean it's like a thing with some people like well, okay, rappers. I feel like rap and basketball. There's a connection there, right? Like
mhm.
I've seen interviews where like the
Of
game,
course. Yeah.
he was recording an album in. I think he went to New York to record this album, and he and his producers would go and just shoot hoops,
Hmm.
and then hit the studio and blah blah blah. And those
Yeah.
are things. Or even some of the like old jazz guys like would just hit the studio and then all right, let's go shoot hoops. Let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah. That'd be fun. Soccer too, even though soccer's a little bit like I don't know. I with the feet, it's different. I can't. I don't know if I could get back into.
Man, soccer is
It's humbling.
God. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like I have a buddy, my guitarist.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie Miles, but he's super athletic, right? And I didn't realize he was until I saw him. He had like one of those like little like the mini basketball hoops in his like in his apartment because he'd rehearse.
Oh, right, right.
And so I saw him like do a few little like like fake shots and just a little fake crossover, and I was like, oh, this dude's got that like that little twitch muscle capability, and I was like,
He knows what
okay,
he's doing.
right, and then I would talk to him, and he's from Santa Cruz. Is that Bay Area or Bay Area enough? I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, yo, you watch sports, or we'd be playing at gigs, and they'd have like the games on. And I would like watch like the Lakers or like whatever like football team was on and be like, yo, you watch? And he's like, oh, I watched a little bit. And I guess he played sports in high school too. And he was like, yeah, I was mainly a baseball guy, but he's like, he's a Warriors fan. So I'm always like, all right, we're going to hate each other a little bit, but
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, okay, this dude's got the moves. And then a few weeks ago, we went out to eat. And after we ate, he's like, I need to go burn some calories and just get moving because I'm really full after that meal. So he went and grabbed like a volleyball from his car and used it as a soccer ball at the park. And just watching him dribble a soccer ball, I was like, oh, you're one of those like all around athlete guys. Like I could put you in any sport and you'll survive. You might not be like fantastic at each one unless you put the work in. And he's met my brother, and Sam can hoop. So I'm always trying to pit them against each other because they both play guitar and they and I was telling a buddy of mine, I was like, I'm eager to see them play because Sam he's athletic, but not as athletic as my friend. Like I've seen Sam play soccer. It's not pretty.
Right.
I don't know if Sam could have played any position to play football. Maybe quarterback, right? But like a traditional pocket passer quarterback. But Sam does have basketball knowledge. He watches basketball. Yeah. He's got a nice shot. He knows, like pick and roll, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder how he would do against Miles in a one-on-one, because although Miles might not have the basketball knowledge, Miles is crazy athletic compared to Sam. So just seeing the two
go at it, yeah.
Yeah, because once he like dribbled the soccer ball, I was like, he's like Mookie Betts. Not to break your heart, but like I've seen Mookie Betts like dunk, and he's in the MLB. So I'm like, okay, Mookie would probably be fine if you put him in at quarterback,
Right.
So, but hopefully it'll happen. I'm manifesting that we'll play basketball together at some point with the band, with the guys. Yeah. Hopefully no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you watch La La Land?
Saw it once a long time ago.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's funny that because you loved it, right? You said you were like,
because you keep bringing up jazz, so I keep thinking La La Land. That's
right. Okay, and so I think of that movie because when I was studying jazz and music, I had a friend, a fellow bass player, who absolutely hated La La Land. He was just like, dude, which I'm sure if someone were to make like a you see it with sports movies, right? Because not all sports movies are the same. The authenticity is not all the same.
Yeah.
Right. There's a difference between watching like The Replacements. Is The Replacements with Keanu Reeves, Pink QB? Right. There's a difference between the football in that movie and the football in like Friday Night Lights.
Right.
Two very different approaches. And so I think my friend, he found La La Land very like jazz gimmicky, and he was just like, no, this movie does not speak for us, like blah, blah, blah. And so he was like, I had no problem with it. But then again, I'm not like a really diehard
jazz person
guy. Sure, jazz is like in my toolbox, but I don't like ride it
right.
Right. So, but yeah, so I was actually like it was cool to hear that you liked it. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, Germ, like, enjoyed it, had a good time. What were some things you liked? And I'll try my best to like remember like the
So
scenes or parts.
I liked how well the story is good. Um, I like how it was realistic from the standpoint of like they don't end up together
Mm,
because it's like their dreams drive them from each other, and that's a real
right.
thing that happens.
Yeah.
So I thought I liked the realism of it. I liked how um, obviously I don't know about jazz.
Right. Right.
I don't know anything about jazz, so um, it was interesting to see how they kind of like he was so passionate about keeping it
Alive.
yeah, but keeping
Yeah.
like a certain version of it alive, where
Bingo.
like John Legend's character comes in and he's kind of like, well, if you want people to listen to it, you kind of have to like make it to where like people want to listen, like that these people want to listen. And so he goes to like, he's making money, but he's also like playing the type of jazz he always hated.
Right.
So so that part was very
He's being like a
interesting.
sellout in his own mind. He's like, oh, I'm selling out.
But it was like a sellout for the right reasons. Because it's almost like he's maturing and he's understanding like, man, this idealistic world where I have this club where people where I bring back to life this like art form that's been forgotten. It's almost like, yeah, okay, that's cool, but that's not gonna pay the bills. And if I want a future with this person, I kind of have to, I'm willing to give that up. Where she became his dream. And that was like super cool too, to see the progression of his dream went from, I want to save, or I want to, yeah, save this like art form, to the girl becomes the the goal, which is very realistic. And her love for him wouldn't let him. She loved him so much that she wouldn't let him quit
Give
on
up his
her.
dream. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he was willing to give up his dream of the of jazz to make her dream happen. And so that part was like super awesome because you
Yeah.
saw the selflessness from both, where they both understand, if we both pursue our dreams, then we end up how we end up, like without each
Yeah.
other.
Right. Right.
Because like at the end where they do like, what if, he goes with her, then it's a different thing. It's a different, they walk into the club, the jazz club, the summit, like it's like a whole never, it's like a whole thing. So that was really cool. But I enjoyed how they were both purist of their art form. Um, and I think to a certain extent, because I'm such a purist when it comes to things that I love, like I think I'm a purist when it comes to preaching. Like I hate like the dudes that make like that are clowns and get like think it's like a comedy hour. I hate the dudes that go up there and want to like brimstone and fire. Like I hate that stuff because it's like that
Yeah.
this isn't the form. Like this is a very sacred thing you're doing up here. And the same thing with sports. Like they're like, so I enjoyed that part of it. It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good. I'm glad, dude. That's great.
And I don't like musicals, but
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, for sure.
my
It's
brother,
funny. I'm there with you. Like even though
yeah,
I do music, I'm just kind of like, I'm like,
yeah, because my brother-in-law put it, and I was like, dang, this is. He's like, what'd you think? I'm like, I loved it, man. That was really good. Like that was really really good. And so
dang,
it was. I really enjoyed it. Um, I don't really care for jazz one way or the other, but it's
right.
very interesting though because like the two jazz movies I've seen, La La Land and Whiplash,
Mm,
it's the returning to the purity, holding the purity of what jazz is, which is an interesting concept because for at one point you do have to evolve for it to survive, not for it to be cool, but for it to survive. Because I have these conversations with Harry because Harry is like super Mister like get off my lawn when it comes to baseball. And I'm very much like, no, like we want people to come. We want people to
right,
like don't share our deep love for the unwritten rules of baseball, to like fall in love with the sport because this is how the sport survives. And so yeah,
right,
you might hate the fact that you got three guys that are at Dodger Stadium just taking pictures who have no idea what the hell is going on. But guess what? You also have like three little kids that are being brought to the game who are falling in love with the game of
right.
baseball. And like both can survive and coexist. So it's interesting. Like those two movies are interesting. And I love both of them, but it's also like the understanding, well, at least for me, like in order for this to survive, this has to evolve. Like it has to.
Right, right.
Because if it doesn't, then it will die, and that is more tragic than it evolving. But there's
And
also
that's
the
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Yeah,
That seems to be like the main thing with like a certain type of jazz where like the and I call them the purists or like the jazz heads, right? That
right,
they're like
right.
and it's funny. So the Kendrick album, like To Pimp a Butterfly, has
Hmm.
two particular musicians on it. Several musicians, but two in particular that I've seen talking together about this issue because they grew
Hmm.
up playing that jazz purist kind of jazz.
Gotcha.
But they also grew up listening to like old school 90s hip hop. And so their whole thing is they're like, well, actually, if you look at the history of jazz and how it was from when it first started till now, he's like, it's constantly evolved.
Uh,
So for you to want to pigeonhole it in this one particular area, he's like, that's really not in the spirit of jazz. He's like, it's
r-
supposed to evolve. And he's
yeah,
like, and there were a lot of other guys too that like got a lot of slack when he tried new things.
yeah.
Um, I'm sure you've heard the name like Miles Davis,
Hmm.
right? You know, Miles Davis was
Hmm.
like pretty innovative when he was trying new things. A lot of guys were like,
Yeah.
what is this guy doing? Same thing with like Herbie Hancock, and Herbie Hancock went the route of like he wasn't one of the pioneers. I mean, he was a pioneer, but like electronic instruments, you know, like electric guitar, electric bass, uh, mixing it with like funk and soul music.
Yeah.
And he was called like a sellout at times. People were like, "Dude, what are you doing? You're like, yeah." And but
Interesting.
now it's like Herbie's like a revered figure. And again, it's like you said, there are probably like new listeners that heard his music and were like, "Oh, this is cool. I could get behind this." And it's very much like in the spirit of everyone that came before, but just
Yeah.
like it had to evolve, and you're gonna get some fresh eyes on it. So, but yeah, La La Land. That's yeah, that one and Whiplash. They're like definitely like some cool nuggets in each one.
Yeah.
Story. Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's. I think that argument is always interesting because it's almost like you want it to just be for you, which is a very
right.
it's a weird thing because you see that also with like the underground musicians, and the people and their
Yeah.
fans. And it's like, so do you not want these people to be successful? Like,
Right, right.
because if they're not successful, then they have to stop making music. You do understand that, right? Like,
Yeah.
you do.
Gatekeeping, gatekeeping like
It's
restaurants,
so
artists. Like
weird.
it's
I don't
yeah,
understand that. Like, I did this mentality to gatekeep things.
yeah,
Because well, like if more people don't hear about that of these places, then they die.
yeah. No,
And
yeah, for sure.
now nobody can enjoy them. And I think that's the part that's like weird. And like I talked about this like yesterday in the pod about like soccer and how like I love soccer, but I understand if you didn't grow up with it, why you don't love it. But I love it, and yesterday was one of the best nights of soccer like in a
In a
long, long
while, like
time, where it was
yeah,
amazing, the intensity and all of it. But if you look at the score, it was 3-3, and you're like, they only scored 3 points. And it's like, okay, but it's just like the scoring system. Because if, like in football, for example, the points are every single time they score, it's like 7. But if they were to just mark it 1, that's it. You get 1 point.
right, right, right,
All of a sudden, a 49-42 game is a like 7-6.
right,
You
right.
get what I'm saying? And all of a sudden,
Yeah, when,
7
when
is
people see 3-3, like they just see the numbers. But even me, like I'm not a big soccer guy, but I'm
yeah,
thinking, oh damn, that's six goals that have been scored in
right.
total,
Yeah.
and they're probably going at it. They're going back
Yeah.
and forth, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Like if every
yeah,
goal was worth 5 points and you would look, hey, how did that? Oh, they were 15-15. You're like, whoa, what the? Like, what?
right,
And I think it's just like
right,
the psychological component of it. But I think there is like, if there, I know soccer purist guy who wants, they're like, oh no, like they don't know what the hell they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And
right,
there's a little hint of me in that. Like whenever I'll hear like an American analyst talk about soccer, and they're like,
right,
"We have to get rid of penalties because penalties is such a unfair way to," and like, dude, shut the hell up! Like, you probably just started watching. Like, get out of
right.
here! Like, stop it! But I do want more eyes on it. I do want more people to enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm definitely like that with the whole like YouTuber boxing thing. I'm definitely like, don't stop. I don't
I
want
think
no.
that's.
But
I think that's the only one that I can't
yeah,
like.
that's what I'm
I can't
saying. Like
cross over.
that's the
Like I
one where I'm just
understand
like,
you're bringing eyeballs. I
I don't
get
want
it.
those eyes. I'm
I
like,
just hate it.
like
Yeah, I'm with you.
yeah,
I'm right
yeah,
because I was my little cousin. He's like, he's what 13,
yeah.
and he's obviously influenced by like the Paul brothers and stuff like that.
Right, right, right.
And I saw him at the baby shower, my other cousin's baby shower, and he was like, "Oh man, are you gonna watch the?" He asked me about Rolly and Cruz, and then we talked about that for a little bit, and I was like, "Oh man, like I think I thought Rolly was gonna win, and Rolly just got his
Really?
yeah.
Dang. Okay.
And yeah, because he just had been tested more. I just was like, like I like the pedigree a little more, which didn't matter. But um, and then he's like, "Well, what about are you gonna see the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight?" And I was just like,
You were like, oh, like
and I was like, "Nah, I don't know. I don't think so. I doubt it." Because it's on Netflix. I think so it's not like
right.
you have to buy anything. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so. But how
Yeah.
about the Angels? And I just changed the subject. I don't know. I'm not in like that's
Dude,
the I
it's and I get like a little
because it doesn't seem genuine. It doesn't seem like a genuine
well,
like
okay. And I'm not throw a shot at this guy particularly, but like Trevor, our friend Trevor, like he's very much in that world. And to the point where like
yeah.
he's calling out one of these
I
dudes.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And which the guy he's calling out like is like a country singer, like
Yeah,
or like an aspiring country singer who also
yeah.
happens to box for fun. And I'm like, yeah, you do you, bro. But I'm like, I don't. I mean, sure, the guy looks ripped, but like we all know that like looking the part doesn't mean you're actually in shape to fight. You know,
Yeah, it's just
like
yeah.
yeah,
I saw that. I'm like, you know what? Cash those checks, Trevor. If you do it,
yeah. I'm like, hey,
if it's local, let me know.
right,
I'd like to go support you, bro. But
right. Yo, if you could like slide me some tickets, I'll be there ringside. But
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I
But
might have like a cloak on though or something. You know, just like yeah, dude.
just, you're gonna wear a baseball cap all the way down
Right.
and sunglasses, like nobody recognizes me.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
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 Um, yeah, man. It's a
Good. I'm glad you like because as you were saying, like, oh, like yeah, like with baseball, you're like, oh yeah, new eyes, and I was just like, I'm gonna mention the boxing thing, and I hope Germ feels the same way. So I'm like, okay,
yeah.
good. All right.
It's because yeah,
That one's rough, dude. That one's rough because it's like because no one's doing uh like a gimmicky like baseball league. Like no, you know what I mean? It's like it's still
no,
baseball. It's still the MLB. It's still the NBA. But with boxing, it's like they literally have made their own little world where it's like they do that, and I'm like, all right,
yeah. Hey,
okay.
are you into wrestling? Like
Like
WWE?
WWE. Not anymore. I was when I was, I was a youngster. You know, youngster. I'm only 28, but you know what I mean. When I was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
kid,
yeah.
um, I was shout out to Los Andres Fabian, but we were like D-Generation X kids. You know,
Oh, that's fun. I
yeah,
remember I watched the pay-per-view with him because he used to get all the pay-per-views.
right,
His parents used to buy from. And I saw one of the pay-per-views. I think it was like No Mercy or Unforgiven or one of those.
right.
And it was like DX versus Shane McMahon and some other people. And DX were losing. And, and he was like so devastated.
Dude,
I can't believe they're gonna lose. And it was
yeah,
like, bro, like I'm sure they're gonna win. I'm sure. He's like, how? Like, look, they just got hit with
right,
like chairs or whatever. I'm like, I'm sure they're gonna win. Like,
dude, yeah. No,
and it
I
was,
had a phase, dude. I had a
and like
phase.
they won. They ended up winning, and it was like, oh my god, I cannot believe it. It was just like,
Yeah,
I was like, ah, you're probably too young to be told like this is like not real, but okay. Well, that
right.
it's scripted, not because I think the pain is real.
The Iron Claw. This says it perfectly in the movie. It's
The
like
pain is real,
right,
but it's like the result is like premeditated. So I think those are two different things.
right.
And so I think that's that part was like super interesting to see it. But the reason why I'm asking you is like I saw on Twitter like a lot of people going crazy over like, and it was one of those like every few years I'll see something and I'm like, man, like grown adults are
Oh yeah.
like this is their thing, huh? Like you're, and it's also, but it's one of those like.
This is your thing, huh? The way you say it, dude. Dude.
What I mean from the standpoint of, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not judging if you like it, whatever. It's entertainment.
right.
But
But it's
it's
just
like you're getting worked up over something that you do know, like this
it's
is like,
premeditated. Like it's yeah,
yeah, like,
yeah,
like whoever loses, they're probably going to fight again and the other guy will win this time. And, if it's a good enough feud, these guys will be interchanging belts left, back and forth because it's a good story. I saw it with Triple H, The Rock, and Triple H. Those three would like just like interchange the title between the three of them, depending on the year, the storyline, whatever. And so
right.
when I see like people like do reaction videos and they're like legit like,
In shambles, like
and you're
just
just like for real, this is
you're like my brother in Christ. You're like you're 30, you're 35. Like let's come on, like let's.
yeah, like it's crazy to me. Like
Yeah.
just like you do know like they get together and they say, "Hey, bro, like you're gonna win this." You do know when they're like fighting or they're like grappling or
Right.
whatever. It's like, okay, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that, and like you do
Yeah.
like it's so crazy to me. And again, I this obviously sounds like I'm making fun, but I'm not making fun. I just it's just so interesting to me that people are so like over the it's like you watch a movie or a TV show and a character dies and you like are devastated. It's like, bro, you do know the guy's alive. Like it's
Right.
it's a TV show, bro. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he's gonna come out in a different movie. Like it's fine. Like
Yeah.
it's so weird. It's such a crazy thing. Because we talked about this also with like the fans that like get crazy and they break TVs. Like those guys too. Like
Yeah.
They asked Kyle Shanahan um before they asked him after the Super Bowl. And they were just kind of like, pretty much the question was along the lines like how are you going to like how do you move forward or whatever? And how do you deal with like the criticism and blah. And Kyle Shannon was like I go to my back to my family. I have a pretty good life. Like, yeah, I do want to win a Super Bowl, and yeah, it sucks that I lost it. But if I'm gonna be hung up because some guy thinks I'm a loser, then I'm the loser.
Right.
And I was just like, yeah, exactly. Like, it's so like it's funny to like obviously I'm still like very much like I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl. But it's like, okay, but there's going to be another season and it's going to be fine. And I'm going to wear my 49er stuff and we keep it moving. And I'm going to play possum next year. And,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like, like, but to me,
No,
like,
yeah, it's you're like,
the
okay.
dramatic side of me is going to be like, oh man, like me watching football next season. And that's all fun in games. But there's guys that legit are like,
Like, yeah.
and it's very like, do you like, you need help, bro? Like, you, like, and so watching all the wrestling stuff, like there was a video I saw on Twitter where like The Rock is hitting, I don't know the other guy's name, but the guy's he's hitting the
Was
other
it the
white.
one like it you couldn't tell if like they were still filming it, right? I think I saw
Yeah,
this.
and you hear somebody say cut, and he's like,
And the Rock's like
that
yelling still. He's
you
like, "We're
don't
not
tell me
done."
when to
Like,
cut, boo, and he's like still
yeah,
hitting him, and he like wipes the guy's blood on the helmet, on the helmet, on the belt, and it's like you do know like even that is part of the show.
right. Even just hearing the Rock, I'm like, bruh, we like, hey, shout to the Rock. I love him,
Yeah,
but I'm
the
like,
Rock is the most entertaining guy ever. He's
yeah,
like, but
it's
like
like
I
his
saw
acting
people
skills aren't
being,
like that great. You know what I mean,
yeah,
bro? It's like
I saw
like
people being like, oh, the Rock is like crossed over, like this is like crossed the line, and blah
he
blah
needs help
blah.
or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And
it's
you're
like
just like, you do know,
they suckered you in, bruh. Like that's
like,
yeah, they got you.
like it just, and this is grown men. This is
It's
like
like
grown,
You're like Germ watching the Sox. Like you're sipping on that Kool Aid. You're like,
yeah. But
yeah,
at least my Kool-Aid is like tempered. I know we're gonna suck. We lost again.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna suck. But
But those
God,
guys are like they're guzzling it by the
but we're
gallon. Like
gonna be fine.
they've got the Kool Aid
Yeah,
powder in the cupboard ready to
yeah.
go. Like
Or like the guy won, right? The white guy won. Let me look at his name. Uh, just so that the wrestling people don't come after us. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes won, and everyone on Twitter was like, "Oh, the story is complete. He finally did it." Oh,
yeah,
and you're just like, he's probably gonna lose in like 6 months.
right,
It just doesn't make any sense. And
yeah,
then the other guy he beat Roman Reigns. The other guy he
right,
beat on Twitter. I saw somebody had like retweeted the like he was like working out, and it was something like, "Yesterday I mourned, today I come back," and everybody's like, "Oh my god, he's." And
right,
you're like, "Well, he was not gonna retire."
yeah,
Like what did you think he was gonna say? Like, I'm never gonna be champion again? Like that's stupid. Like, come on. I just don't
Right.
get it.
Unless you're the Undertaker, who's like you've been around the block and you're old. It's like, I mean, dude, he's still got a lot of good time left. Like,
Yeah,
just relax, Like he'll be,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. The
Or
Rock
like
is
Ric Flair. Like Ric Flair was still like wrestling when he was super old, and I was like, bro,
yeah.
like just hey,
The Rock is in his 50s, and he's still like, it
he
is.
still looks amazing. He's still like, like yeah.
But it is funny. You do see, like, I saw the clip where the Rock gets chokeslammed by Undertaker, and you do see, like, he looks like the Rock, and he looks amazing, but he doesn't have the. He's not the agility.
Right. No, yeah,
It's
for
so
sure. The speed is
interesting
what goes first. Like it's just
because you see that, like, when he got like chokeslam, he was like super stiff, and it was like a stiff chokeslam, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
you're old, bro. Like this is like old Rock. So that was an interesting. That was it. That was interesting. But yeah, wrestling guy.
Let's
Let's mature, bro.
let's slam
Let's
on the
mature.
brakes and just
Yeah, enjoy.
not
If you
even
want
fun.
to, if you want to enjoy it. Go for it, bro.
Yeah.
Go for it. But like, it's fine. Like your life is not over, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's okay. Like please,
Yeah.
come on. Like these guys are like it's come on. It's all part of the show. It's all part of the show. It's crazy. It's all crazy.
It's like we got a big Kermit, then like big Kermit channel with little Kermit. Like it's gonna be okay, dude. You're gonna be fine. Just breathe,
Yeah.
Sip on your water.
Oh my god. It's just so funny. It's so funny it's just funny to see that. With sports is funny too, because it's just like it's fine. Like it's
The Cowboys fans are the ones that get me. I'm just like, dude, relax.
Because I get like it's heartbreaking. I get it. You're invested. I get it. Trust me. I get you. I get you. But George Kittle isn't going to replace your TV after you break it, bro. Like,
oh yeah.
George Kittle is like eating dinner at a beach somewhere, laughing because his life is amazing. And yeah, he's like her, and he wants to win the Super Bowl. But like, perspective, bro. Like perspective. Yeah. Come on. Like, I think that's one of my least favorite videos to see. Like when people break TVs, because it's just like that's stupid, bro. Like we shouldn't enable this. Like the same way. Like during the game, they don't show the streakers to like not enable. That's how I am with like the TV people. Like we shouldn't watch those. Like let's not enable these idiots. That's
right.
It's idiot. It's not to do that.
Yeah, man. And they're nice TVs too. I'm just like, dude, those are like, I get it if it's like an old one, sure. Like I've seen dudes like smash guitars on stage, and it's like it was an old guitar, I could tell. But I'm like, those are nice TVs, bro. That's
unless you're like. Because the Who used to do that. The Who like used to do this,
right?
But it's like, you know what? The Who isn't like buying their own stuff. Like that company is like,
right. Whatever company sponsors them, like, hey, here's one to smash today. Like, go, just please, just make sure you tell them it's our brand or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be like if you like on Friday you start smashing, like you'll get jumped. You're like, bro, what the hell are you doing? Like Fender isn't going to get replaced.
Right. It's like, dude, that was the one you had. No one's giving you another one.
Yeah.
You got to go work a regular job to get another one of those,
Yeah. It's like, it's so different, man. It's so different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on J. Cole. I'm gonna save them.
Okay, because we gotta save him because because me and Garrett we met on when was it? Sunday. We met on Sunday before
what happened. Right. Oh.
Right. This is Saturday during the day. This is Saturday at Sunday at like 11.
Right,
so later that night.
Yeah.
So Garrick and I shared some thoughts, and then later that night, boom, the announcement, and we're just kind of like, and I haven't talked to him about it since. So even when I talked to him in person, I was like, I don't want to say too much. I'm gonna wait to discuss this, like just. And now it's even like it's out. It's weird, bro. I'm just kind of like,
yeah.
So
weird. You have a final thought?
I can't wait for that one. That's like,
yeah, that was gonna be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a final thought?
Final thought. I thought that Jim Lampley take on Benavides was kind of like, I'm like, whoa, dude, are you good? Because if this had been the Benavides from, and for those that haven't seen it, but he was saying that Benavides at some point might be like a heavyweight contender. And I'm like, you do know this guy's like 27, 28 years old. It's like, do we expect him to go through a couple weight classes just like, if he was like 22 and fighting like this and going through super middleweight, I get it. We've seen that with like Roy Jones Jr. when he was moving up in weights like that. But even then, Roy Jones was like special athlete. You know what I mean? So with Benavides, I'm just kind of like, are we sure? Like the way he compared him to like Tyson and like Lennox Lewis, I'm like, do we even know?
Well, he compared his power to those guys. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But it's like, sure, to say that at super middleweight, that's one thing. But is that going to be the same at light heavyweight and cruiser, let alone heavyweight? I'm just like, I don't know. So yeah, that one threw me for a loop because I usually like Jim, like his takes, but I'm just like, this one, I'm like, are you good? Like,
I don't understand. I don't know what I'm missing with Benavides. Like, I hear all the hype. And it's like, okay, like he's not a bum, and yeah, he has power. But they talk about him like he's like untouchable, and it's like, well, I mean, Golovkin was scarier,
right?
Because Golovkin like could box. Golovkin like was so tactical and so technical, and like his feet were always set correctly, and he was always so balanced. Like, I think that's the thing about Triple G. He doesn't get enough credit. Like, he was a really good boxer. Like, so he was a really, really good technician. He like had like ridiculous power too.
Right. Maybe not as like multi-dimensional, but
no,
even then, it's like,
of course.
What he was good at, he was really good at, and he was like fundamentally sound.
Of course. Yeah,
and with Benavides, I don't get the same vibe. I'm just like,
to me, I feel like I'm watching Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder is a really, 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 really hard puncher. And he can, like, he did this with, what's his name? King Kong Ortiz.
Yeah, Luis Ortiz.
Did with him, where he, like, set him up and he, like, was able to trap him with, like, some, some of his, to set up his power. But it wasn't a, like, I mean, Tyson Fury showed us, like, he's not a boxer, and you put a real boxer in there,
right?
And he's done. Like, I think if Golovkin, like 34, 33-year-old Golovkin, runs through Benavides.
Yeah.
And so that the take was so weird because I just, like, I agree. Like, a lot of stuff that Jim Lampley says, I find myself like being like, yeah, that makes sense. And even when I don't agree, I'm like, you know what?
I see where he's coming from.
Yeah. But it was one of those like,
right. I just thought the praise was like abnormal. Like they made the ceiling too high for him. Where I'm just like, I have no doubt. I think he'll look good at like light heavyweight, but it's like heavyweight.
But everyone
Tyson
Lewis,
I'm like,
but I think that's the part that's weird. Like, everyone does that for him. Like like whenever people talk about like, cause like Joe Rogan, when he talks about Benavidez, they talk about him like he's like,
The boogeyman, like he's
and
Sonny
you're just
Liston.
like, yeah, I mean, he's good, but like, what are we talking about here? Like, I don't get it. I'm missing something for sure, but I don't get it.
I'm with you. And it's funny because like, do you remember when Kell Brook fought Triple G, right?
Yeah.
The smaller guy,
Hmm.
but could box better,
Yeah.
and you kind of saw the blueprint of like,
Yeah. He laid the groundwork. Yeah.
right. I got that vibe from watching Caleb Plant fight with
Yeah.
Benavidez. I'm just like, dude, if you can
Or
box
even Boo
well,
Boo, the beginning of Boo Boo.
yeah, I'm
Just
just
Boo Boo
like,
didn't have the power to get him off to
and like
keep
we
him
said,
off of
if it
him.
wasn't for them like bumping heads, I'm like, Plant
It's
doesn't look as bloodied up, and the
yeah.
fight doesn't look as
Yeah.
one sided as it looked.
Right.
So I'm just like, if Plant could do that, I'm like,
Yeah. It's just
do we
those two
not think Canelo will
fights.
do anything similar? Who's also just as
But
smart
but I
and
think
has power? And I'm like,
but I think that's the thing is like I look at the Boo Boo fight and I look at the Plant fight and I think, well, if those guys can do it, then Canelo has more power than both of those guys, and he's a better boxer than both of those guys.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't get it. I'm with you. I don't
yeah,
understand it.
yeah. So
Um,
boxing Twitter can come after me. That's fine.
yeah, at us, at us.
You ain't gonna catch me apologizing for any disses. I'm just saying that right now. So
You're not gonna say it doesn't sit right. It doesn't feel right in your spirit.
yes.
Your spirit isn't gonna be hindered by what you say. Come on, Jake.
I said what I said.
God,
Hashtag shots fired. Bruh.
he'll never recover from that. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we
Do you
get Garrett
have any
on
final
right
thought,
now?
or was like was the same phone? I'm not the same one. It's fine. Like, I don't want to say if we keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking more about Jake Paul. Like, I'm gonna stop right now. Just
Okay. My final thought. There is a few times in sports where a matchup becomes legendary before your eyes, and it becomes a rivalry right before your eyes. I saw this with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, where they played, and you knew early on, oh, this is going to be something.
right.
This is. And I've seen the documentaries, and you had the same feeling with like Bird and Magic. I saw it with Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, and you just knew like this is it. And then there's times where it happens with teams, Lakers, Celtics, Red Sox, Yankees, USC, UCLA,
Right.
Michigan, Ohio State, Duke, North Carolina. It just happens. Real Madrid and Barcelona, Chivas versus America. Am I forgetting one? Am I forgetting Manchester United versus Liverpool?
Yeah.
And you get the drift.
Right.
49ers, Cowboys, and then 49ers, Seahawks for a little bit. And you see it. And in soccer, we're getting it right now. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. They played 3 straight times in the Champions League, and this is the 3rd straight year. And these matches are off the hook. And so it's special to be at the ground floor when you're seeing it and you're recognizing. You're like, wait, this is a moment. Like these two teams, like pull something different out of each other when they play each other. So I enjoy that. Shout out to both of those teams and those players and those coaches because it is beautiful. I was so upset that I had to be at work yesterday because I was a mess watching the game. And I'm so glad I get to be home this Wednesday to watch that game. But it's just it's such a different mentality and different circumstances that take place whenever you're watching these teams play. So, shout out to both of them. That's my final thought.
There you have it, folks.
There you have it. I will talk to you. Well, tomorrow in real life. In terms of the pod, I'll talk to you in a few days, I guess. And then you're coming down this weekend, so that should be good. You're having once you promote your birthday, you're having a birthday bash. For your birthday, that's 2 days.
2 days. Friday, we're playing at Frog and Peach, San Luis Obispo.
There you go.
With some of my favorite local artists, Garrick Niffen being one of them, who we've had on here.
Yep.
And another group called Los Tranquilos. Shout out to those guys from Napomo, California.
Nice.
Go check out their EP, Todo Tranquis, right? Todo Tranquis. I love that. I love that name, Todo Tranquis. But yeah, it's everywhere you stream your music, so check them out.
Cool.
But yeah, 10 p.m. Frog and Peach. Be there. Pull up. Have a drink or two. But yeah.
Cool. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
In multiple ways, shapes, and forms.
We're gonna get spicy on the next pod.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear where Garrick stands, because we know where his allegiance stands.
Right. That's the one where I'm just like, whoa. So
yeah,
because he was living when that song dropped.
I know. I saw his Instagram. He even posted the iPhone notes he had told us about.
Right.
I wonder what his note says now.
Dang.
So yeah, I can't wait for that one. So
yeah,
I'll talk to you, and I'll see you very, very soon.
See you soon. Yeah.
All right. That's the pod. We are brought to you by, as always, Triumph Protective Coatings. They specialize in concrete polish, epoxy flooring systems, micro top floors and walls, and self-leveling underlays. They service California, and they speak Spanish. You can follow them, Triumph_coatings on Instagram, and you get a 10% off if you use the promo code ArrowsUp. You can also reach them on Gmail, triumphprotectivecoatings@gmail.com. That's the pod. Thank you to David. Thank you to Angel. Thank you to Triumph. Thank you to you. Follow us. There's a podcast anywhere you get your, on Instagram. You can listen to There's a Podcast anywhere you get your pods. And I will talk to you again on Sunday. Maybe there's like a special pod that drops, but if not Sunday, I will have hung out with David by then. But shout out to him, happy birthday to him as he turns 29. So if you have him on Instagram or have his number, give him a shout out on Friday. Show some love to our guy. So that's the pod. I will talk to you again on Sunday. Oh, Otani. I'll talk to this with Harry, but I get he's cleared. He actually was they stole money from him. He's not a gambler. Baseball can sleep tight. So, and the Sox suck. I'm still drinking that Kool-Aid, but we suck, man. Harry was right. He's gonna come in on Sunday and be like, this isn't the A's and the Angels. God. Here we go. All right. I'll talk to you later. Let's go Lakers. Hala Madrid.